Hello again guys, and today I will be reviewing the Safari Limited Carnegie Brachiosaurus, first, the earlier version. Now I will be giving you guys an overview of the figure, a couple of close-ups, and then I will give you guys the pros and the cons of the figure. Now first of all, this original figure first came out in 1988, as you can see, as stated on the underbelly. 1988 by Carnegie Safari Ltd. So essentially the original sculpt is an old one, and in 2012 Safari Carnegie released a newer version. I will be reviewing this older version, seeing that I couldn't really find any reviews of this figure on YouTube, only reviews of the newer version. So let's take a closer look. Now first of all, the figure is a solid figure, as you can see when I tap it. Nice and solid. Safari Limited. Alright, let's take a look, zoom into that face. Yeah, wait. Doesn't want to zoom. Get that camera to focus. Alright, there you go. That's roughly it. So look at that face. Not the best Brachiosaurus face, but it's good enough, seeing that the figure was first released in 1988. Nicely colored eyes, sloppy painted teeth, just pink gummy mouth, and then a adequately scaly face, and I can't really tell where the nostrils are. So now we'll move. You can see the ears are there, and it transitions from a scaly face to a nice and wrinkly, detailed neck. The neck is a bit on the narrow side, I would say, but still has some lines for the neck muscles. Take a look at that. Yes, look at that. You can see the shadow of the neck muscles. Just general wrinkle sculpts. Sculpts. And then suddenly when we reach the body turns into a scaly body rather than a wrinkly one, and also some wrinkles here and there. So great. Now the figure in general is colored in green with some dry brushing and maybe some washes here and there, but in general green color, something that the camera may not show properly. Okay, we move to that chest. Look at the chest, is nice and thick and very muscular looking. And then we go down to what looks to be the 80s depiction of the musculature of the limbs of a Brachiosaurus. Now looking at the limbs, they are pretty much elephantine limbs, huge and thick. Not really anatomically accurate today, as we know Brachiosaurus. No, Brachiosaurs in general don't have limbs this thick. And we have a nice thumb claw there, and then painted nails, 4 painted nails on the forelimbs. Again, not really accurate. Then we move to the abdomen. Nice and scaly details and patterns. We got some wrinkles for the abdominal belly area, and some skin scrunched up there. Take a look at the hind limbs. A mix. Some wrinkles here, but mostly scaly detail. Forelimbs, again, not the most accurate anatomically, but it's good enough for an 80s figure. Now I just want to remind you that this isn't the color scheme that the figure originally went out with. This is an updated color scheme of the dinosaur. Okay, the original figure came out in a grayish bluish color. This is a repaint by Safari Carnegie. Now we'll go to the thighs again. Look at the musculature, not very obvious, but alas, very thick elephantine legs, and then a nice thick tail base which tapers down into a nice short brachiosaur tail. Now we'll run down from the tail to the head just to give you guys a general view. Pretty much the same as just now. Yep, take a look at that. Alright, zooming into the neck again. And back to the cute head of this figure. There you go. Nice starry eyes. Now I'll give this guy a measure. Now the height of the figure is roughly 35 centimeters or 13 and a half, almost 14 inches. The length of the figure, not along the spine, but just from the tail to the head, is roughly about 30 centimeters or 12 inches. Give you guys a size comparison of the figure with other figures, namely first the Safari Limited Triceratops and the Safari Limited Giganotosaurus. So they size up decently, but I would say in this scale the Giganotosaurus looks a bit big and the Brachiosaurus a bit too small. Now this figure is made to be roughly 1:40 scale, like most Carnegie figures. And what are the pros of the figures that I like? The figure is well built, nice and solid, a nostalgic figure as well, seeing that this cult dates back quite a few years ago. And I've seen this figure from since I was a child, but never got my hands on one until just recently. Now this figure is definitely retired, just like the whole Carnegie line, and it is pretty difficult, in my opinion, on eBay to find. And I got this figure for quite a hefty price, but to me it's worth it, because who doesn't know this figure? Very iconic figure. The figure is also it's a solid figure, nice and well built. The paint job is nice. Seeing this nicely detailed green paint job. What I don't like about the figure is that it is not anatomically correct, but it's forgiven, seeing that the figure again is a figure that came out quite a number of years ago. So this is what the scientists and the world understood, what they thought Brachiosaurus looked like in 1988. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.